Content warning. This film discusses topics which some people may find upsetting. Take a moment to think about who you can talk to if you need support. Call Lifeline on 13 11 14 or Beyond Blue on 1300 224 636.
The way we act can show a lot about how we feel. When we're distressed or feeling unsafe as a result of the effects of trauma, we might behave in certain ways towards others. And often we might not understand why we're behaving like this. And as we all know, it's moments like these that we can feel the most isolated and alone. A trauma-informed approach to positive behaviour support. When you're supporting someone who seems distressed or angry, it's useful to remember that all behaviour happens for a reason. So rather than focusing on someone's specific behaviour, it can be better to think about what that person might actually be feeling or trying to communicate through their behaviour. And then ask yourself, what is it they might need from you in that moment? Understanding the reasons for someone's behaviour is one of the main elements behind an approach called positive behaviour support, which focuses on improving a person's quality of life and building on their strengths. So how does positive behaviour support work with our understanding of a trauma-informed approach to supporting people with disability? A useful way to think about it can be as if we're using a trauma-informed lens to view all our support work. If we understand the impacts of trauma, we'll be able to provide better positive behaviour support because we're more attuned with the person's needs and can give more holistic support. This trauma-informed approach to positive behaviour support is built on a few key practices. The first is building trust and rapport with the people you support, which is particularly important when a person's behaviours are potentially driven by trauma, as positive relationships are one of the best ways people can start healing from trauma. Everyday moments and actions all have the potential to build trust in our relationships, like paying attention to the small cues people give you, being consistent, meeting expectations, slowing down and just taking the time to sit and listen. We can also look at ways to minimise potential trauma-related triggers that might make the person you're supporting feel unsafe or threatened. Triggers are reminders of past trauma and might include loud noises, unpredictable environments, or unpredictable support. Removing or minimising these as much as possible can reduce the chance of someone reacting or behaving in a certain way because they feel unsafe. Responding to people's behaviours using ethical and the least restrictive alternatives is also important. Let's think about this for a moment. If someone affected by trauma was to be held down or physically restricted when they were showing signs of distress, or what some might call a behaviour of concern, it's very likely this person may be re-traumatised, which will lead to further escalation and distress. We want to do everything we can to reduce the possibility of rekindling or triggering the traumatic experience for that person and support them to always feel safe. Building a person's confidence and belief in themselves is another key element of a trauma-informed approach to positive behaviour support. You can do this by focusing on the person's capacity and strengths, what someone can do well, and how they can build on this, which can be done in so many ways, from the language you choose to actively supporting someone to make their own choices and express what's important to them. We can also support people to get involved in activities that are meaningful for them, like a job or a hobby that makes them feel valued and included, or activities that build new skills, Whether it's coping skills and ways to self-regulate, like learning meditation or mindfulness, or just new skills, like learning how to make sushi or an Instagram story. We all know how good we feel when we've learnt something new or been a part of something meaningful. It builds our confidence, and in the process, we've met new people and made new connections. A trauma-informed approach to positive behaviour support enables us to consider how trauma may be affecting someone's experience of the world. By using a trauma-informed lens when providing support, we can help people start building trust, a sense of safety, and ultimately, support to heal from trauma and forge a new path into the future.
This film is an NDS Zero Tolerance initiative, funded by the Victorian Government. Reflection question. How can positive behaviour support be enhanced by taking a trauma-informed approach?